Hey guys, welcome to Let's Simmer Down with, a show where I interview awesome people from the Sims community. And today, for the very first show, we have the person behind the many updates on the SimsLegacyChallenge.com blog, ImaginingMystic. So welcome, and thank you for taking the time to sit down and answer some questions.
Hello, and you're welcome. I'm excited to do this.
Yay! So how are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm pretty excited.
Yes, this sounds like fun.
Yeah, if you can't hear it in my voice, well, maybe that's the coffee talking, but that's cool.
That could be coffee, but
Yeah, whatever.
it's probably also excitement.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, tell me a little bit about you. Who is ImaginingMystic?
Well, I am first and foremost a stay-at-home mom. I have two awesome little boys, and they are pretty much my life. They're awesome. And aside from doing that, which is pretty much a 24/7 job, I also am an editor over at Shoes.co, and I also run the Sims Legacy Challenge website. I guess you can kind of call me a community manager because I kind of, answer questions as they come in and try to take care of things that Pinstar can't always answer because he's at work. So I try to answer what I know and then kind of, nudge him to answer them at night once he gets home.
Yeah. Do you guys have a Facebook and Twitter as well?
We do. We have actually Twitter, I tried to make a Legacy Challenge Twitter originally, and that ended up not working out. We ended up just kind of using our own instead.
Right.
So I have mine, which is at ImaginingMystic, and Pinstar has his, which is at Pinstar. But we do have a Facebook page, and that is the Sims Legacy Challenge Facebook page.
Right.
And it's pretty quiet there. I sometimes forget to update it, but I'm getting a little bit better at that now.
Yeah. Well, you sound like a pretty busy person, so it must be quite a task to remember everything you have to do.
Yeah,
in one day.
I really need some sort of master program that just points me in the right direction for what I need to do. You must go here now. Go that way.
Put a bunch of post-it notes on your screen.
Yeah. But yeah, aside from that, I'm also a big gamer. I've really gotten into indie games lately, which wasn't even something that was on my radar as of 4 months ago. But lately it's kind of consumed me and I love it, but I am still very loyal to The Sims. It's probably one of the only AAA games I'm going to continue to play.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah. You just keep coming back to it.
Yeah. I've never really ever given it up. It's just usually one of those things where I kind of need a little break for it for a while. And then it's like, no, I need my Sims. I have to play it. So
Your Sims fix.
Yeah. Yes, I need my Sims fix.
So, well, how did you get into The Sims?
Oh boy. It was back in The Sims 1, and I was visiting my cousin, and he was a big fan of SimCity. And so he had picked up The Sims at some point, and he was like, "Oh, you got to check this out. It's really cool." So I went over to his house and I played it, and I fell in love. I'm like, "Oh, wow, this is really neat. You can have, kids, and you can build a house, and you can furnish it, and you can customize it." And then I discovered custom content online, and it was like, oh my gosh, I could put all this awesome stuff in there, and it just kind of took off from there.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting The Sims 2, and then The Sims 3, and I plan on getting The Sims 4. So it all started, I guess it was the late 90s, early 2000. I don't remember when the game released, actually. I think it was 1999.
That's a very good question. I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Yeah, but I think I was a freshman in high school, or maybe 8th grade, something like that. But yeah, I was over my cousin's house, and that's how it all started.
Good. Well, and you had mentioned Pinstar before. That's your husband.
Yes.
And you've met him within the Sims community. So how did that happen? Tell us about your love story.
Well, that started back in 2006. And no, 2005. I'm wrong.
Losing track of time.
Yes. He had written the Legacy Challenge, and I was a fan of it for quite a while. I had found it, and prior to that, I was just kind of, I was using cheats to increase my Sims funds and just building these massive houses. But that got boring because there was no challenge. There wasn't really anything to keep me thinking about what I needed to do next or anything like that. And then I found the Legacy Challenge. I was on a random website. It wasn't even on the Sims community boards. And I started playing it, and it was basically the only thing I ever did from that point on in The Sims. I only ever played Legacies. And then how I started getting into, it's funny, like we say we met on The Sims 2, but technically we wouldn't have actually even contacted each other if it weren't for Civilization 4. Because I had started playing that game, I guess a few months later, and I was just, browsing the message boards for something. I don't even remember what it was at this point. And I saw a post by Pinstar, and he had posted something about how to win a battle or something. And I'm like, oh my God, I wonder if that's the same Pinstar from The Sims. Wow, this guy's really smart. He has all these different, challenges, and he comes up with all these strategies and that sort of thing. And he had posted his, I guess it was his AOL Instant Messenger on there. And the reason I had contacted him was because he had originally been selling some Legacy Challenge t-shirts. And he was selling them on his Sims page. But after a while, he kind of took them down because there really wasn't much interest in it. But I wanted one because I thought they were cute. And I couldn't find out how to buy them anymore because he wasn't really updating his website anymore. And, so I was like, well, I have his Instant Messenger name now. Maybe I can just ask him if I can still buy one, if he's still selling them. And I messaged him, and he was like, oh, yeah, definitely, you can do that. And then he asked if I had any questions on The Sims, and I was like, no, just kind of wanted a shirt. And, and then we somehow ended up just talking that night for like 3 hours.
Wow.
And we found out that we lived in the same state and that we were both single and we were the same age or similar age. He's actually a couple years older than me. And so then we kind of just became good internet friends from that point on. And after maybe a couple of months of that, and we started playing City of Heroes together, we decided to meet in person. And we did that at it was like a charity event for like dog rescue that was down in New Jersey, which is where we both used to live.
That is so cool.
And yeah, so I brought my dog, my old dog Jack, who still lives in New Jersey with my sister. And I went there and we met up and we had a great time, and we started hanging out more often in person at that point. And then I would say maybe a couple months after that, we started dating, and the rest is history. He proposed maybe, I think it was like 8 months later, and then we got married, and now we have our 2 little boys, and
wow.
Yay!
That is super cool. That's awesome. Yep. There's a lot of couples, well, mine included, that actually met online through gaming.
Yeah.
And are building their own little family. It's just like in The Sims. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Kind of spooky.
Well, we always say, too, that, because he's the Legacy founder, we ended up taking a break from the Legacy Challenge online to make our own legacy, because now we have our own kids. So it's like, it's our own little legacy,
Yeah.
And that's why we ended up taking a hiatus, because it was just like, well, we don't really have time to run all this stuff with a new baby and everything. So it just kind of went by the wayside. But now we're getting back to it now that they're a little older.
Yeah.
And they like to watch us play too. I mean, they love The Sims.
Do they?
Yeah, they think it's a great game. They call it babies.
Babies.
There's always a baby, especially in the Legacy Challenge. So
yeah,
they call it babies, and they love watching it.
That's super cute.
And that's fine by me, because there's really no violence in the game. I'm not a big fan of my kids seeing anything violent or bloody or anything like that.
Yeah, they don't.
Just kind of distract them during woohoo scenes, and you're all good. And even then, you don't. it's just a bunch of rose petals falling on the bed. They don't really get it.
No, no,
So,
exactly. No. Why are they under their blankets together? Well,
oh,
they're
they're playing hide and
wrestling.
seek,
Yeah, that too. Well, between you and Pinstar, is there any kind of competition too that's happening sometimes between the two of you when, speaking about the game, who's got the best way to achieve a certain challenge and
No, he always wins at that because he's the strategist of the two of us.
Mhm.
And I mean, honestly, we've never really done any challenges between ourselves.
Oh.
We had always toyed with the idea of doing like a duo legacy challenge, and like I would take one generation and he would take the next one, and we would see how it changes.
Oh, that's
And that was
interesting.
something we had thought about back in, I guess it was before The Sims 3 even launched. And we had wanted to do it, and it just never happened.
No?
So maybe with The Sims 4, that'll be our thing. We'll do a duo legacy.
Hmm.
Maybe we can stream it or something.
Oh, do you have any
But
plans
yeah,
about streaming Legacies?
I would like to, but I do need to get a new computer first because
Oh,
my current one is it's
dying.
starting to fall apart. Yes. If you have seen from my latest Let's Legacy videos, they're not very good. The quality is just terrible. So yeah,
The video
I,
quality, because
the
it's.
video quality, yeah, that
Oh.
my computer just kind of crapped down on me for that. Woo.
Do you have any plans on restarting over?
Um, sorry, my dog is having a dream apparently. Hey Milo, quiet. Shh. Sorry, he's like right next to me, and he just decided to have the most loud, obnoxious
Aw,
dream
that's fine. I
ever.
can't even hear him.
He must be chasing a cat. Oh, okay.
As long as it's not mine.
Yeah. Um, I'm sorry. What was the question?
If you'd plan on streaming.
Oh, yes. And I think oh, that's right. You had asked if I planned on starting over
Oh
my current
yeah.
legacy.
See, even I forget.
That's- yeah, I once I get the new computer and it's all like set up and everything is good and I can stream or even record, I'm gonna probably restart the current legacy that I have.
Hmm.
Because the third video that I had planned on posting, it's not even postable.
Oh.
It's a mess, and I don't want to like have stuff missed. And since it's so early in the challenge, I'm just gonna start it over with the brand new shiny computer.
Hmm. You don't want to post something just for the, purpose of posting
Yeah,
something.
because I don't want to post low quality stuff.
Mm.
So yeah.
Well, speaking about that legacy challenge, tell me a little bit about it.
Well, I have two legacies actually.
Oh,
The first one is the Fantasia legacy, which I've been writing on the Sims Legacy Challenge website,
right.
and I'm actually taking a little bit of a hiatus from that because WordPress. I don't know. Lately, technology just doesn't want to cooperate with me. Um, I've been trying to post the latest chapter for like a week and a half,
Mm.
and every single time I try to post an image, it like doesn't work properly. I can't type on it or type underneath the image. I can't add new images. It just freaks out. I don't know. The
Mm.
latest WordPress update just kind of messed everything up. I don't know if I have a plugin that's not working. I thought maybe, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. So
Oh, that's too
I am
bad.
still working on that one once the issues with that get resolved.
Mm.
But that's currently in my game up to generation 4. The fourth generation was just born recently.
Mm.
And it's the naming theme is fantasy novel or characters from fantasy novels. So I have that one, and then the one on YouTube is the Sci-Fi Legacy, and that's names from sci-fi TV shows and books and that sort of thing. And
Right.
the founder there is Data Sci-Fi, and that one is all YouTube and hopefully some streaming as well. But like I said, I'm gonna probably restart it when I get my new computer.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have any other challenges that you plan on doing?
With The Sims 3, probably not.
Mm.
Um, there are a few that have. I see them on YouTube, like the 100 baby challenge and the
Yeah.
Cinderella challenge,
Hmm.
and if I had more time, I might check them out. But unfortunately, between everything that I've already got going on, not even just with The Sims, but in general, I just
Hmm.
don't really have the time to do another one.
Right.
But maybe with The Sims 4, I'll try to, you know,
Yeah.
poke my nose into some of the other ones.
Because they take quite some time, especially the legacy challenges.
Well, yeah, the legacy takes forever. And it is probably, well, I mean, maybe I'm a little biased, but it is my favorite. So I tend to just play it that way more than try to do another one. So, oh, and actually I do occasionally, and I kind of forgot about this, but the other challenges that Pinstar does is the Sim of the Month challenge.
Oh, right.
Where you can, well, he hasn't really been doing it lately because
what was the last month?
Last month we did, I think, was like December, or maybe it was January. But yeah, we haven't done it in a while. And he used to post a new sim every month, and you'd have to like meet the criteria that he posted of the challenge. And then if you did, you well, quote unquote, won it.
Right.
And you know, every month it was a different person. And I think I've done maybe 3 or 4 of those, and they're fun and they're nice and short, which is nice to take a little break from your, you know, long months. Lost my train of thought. My you know, legacy challenges can take sometimes up to a year or more, so you want something nice and short every so often, and that's the
yeah, definitely too.
The Sim of the Month challenge.
Yeah, to make things a little bit different.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool if he'd make another one for this month. Well, basically the month of June, because May is almost done.
Yeah.
I'd really like that. You should talk to him.
I know, I had been bugging him to do, I guess it was the February one, and February was a short month to begin with, and we just never really had much time to get it up. Right. But he's been really focused on a lot of his Banished and Warlock videos and
other tactical games.
And that kind of stuff. Yeah, he's a big strategy and simulation gamer. That's what he does. So
what's your favorite Sims game and expansion?
Well, I would have to say, as a series, I really liked The Sims 2. I played that. That was, I mean, I don't know. Again, probably a little biased, but that's the one I met Brian through and found the Legacy Challenge.
Nostalgia.
And I played that one a lot. I had several legacies, unfortunately, and maybe this is weird coming from the wife of the creator of the challenge, but I've never actually finished a legacy.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, I had several in Sims 2, and most of them got eaten by bugs. And in The Sims 3, I just really haven't had time to do it. So hopefully I can complete either the Fantasia Legacy or the Sci-Fi Legacy, or both. That would be nice.
Hopefully.
But yeah, my favorite game, or my favorite series as a whole, is The Sims 2. But I have to say that of all of the expansions that I've found, my absolute favorite is The Sims 3 Seasons. I really love what it added to the game, and it's just so pretty to see that whole town covered in snow and, you know, the leaves and all of that stuff. And I also really liked The Sims 3 Pets and I've got to think about this for a second. Open for Business was probably one of my favorites in Sims 2, along with the Sims 2 Pets. I tend to like the pet ones, with the exception of Sims 1. I actually didn't like the Unleash expansion pack.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's much different from The Sims 3, right?
It was much different, yeah. And actually in The Sims 2, the reason I thought that one was pretty neat is that your pets could actually have jobs.
Oh.
They could go out and like be like doggy actors on a movie set and stuff. But they don't have them do that in The Sims 3, and I thought that was a kind of cute addition. I mean, you know, it's not super realistic. My dog doesn't have a job. Yeah. Maybe he should. But, you know.
Maybe he should.
But should work.
He's a professional sleeper right now.
Yes, right now he is indeed, and he's quite good at it.
Too bad he's not earning simoleons from it.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what my favorite Sims 1 expansion was, but it's been so long since I've played it. I don't even remember what they even had in that game anymore.
That's very true.
I know they didn't have seasons. Seasons actually started in Sims 2, but I really love the Seasons edition with, you know, the addition of the rain and the snow and the falling leaves, and it's just pretty.
Yeah.
I've always liked it.
Definitely. I love that expansion, especially when it's, even though I don't like thunder and storms, I really like when it happens in the game because it feels so realistic.
Yes. And the rain and everything is just it adds a ton of ambiance to the game. Like everything, with the snow. And even like the other day, and I don't know why I never noticed this before, but I was playing the Fantasia Legacy and it was the middle of winter, and all of a sudden you can see like frost on their glass, like on their windows.
Oh.
And you can sometimes even see a coating of frost on on the patio or on the grill, or even on plants and that sort of thing. And that I thought really added a nice little touch to it because it makes it feel real. Like, sometimes on a cold winter day, you wake up and you see frost outside. So I thought that was really neat.
So the last question for the interview, last but not least, what tips or advice would you give to someone who is starting their own Sims videos or YouTube channel?
Actually, I'm pretty new at it. I've only just started it within the last couple of weeks, so I could actually use some tips and tricks.
Or tips and tricks about the Legacy Challenge stories, because you've been uploading, but updating your blog very often.
Yeah, I have been writing the stories a lot, and that I can only say just have fun with it. Sometimes you will get some really hilarious screenshots, and even if it doesn't make sense for the story, you can always try to incorporate it and just kind of make it humorous. I like it when the stories don't take themselves too seriously. I tend to prefer like the whole yelling at your sim and like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? What's wrong with you? Like, I mean, and I'm not saying that the people that do a more dramatic approach to it is bad. I've read some of them and they are great. But sometimes if there's a super hilarious picture, don't be afraid to post it. And sometimes you need to take 8 or 9 screenshots to get the perfect one that you need. But it will happen.
So to add humor into it.
Yeah. I mean, if it doesn't work for some people, they don't have to. But I would just say don't get frustrated if you can't always get the shot that you want when you're taking the pictures of them, because sometimes they move or it doesn't always capture properly. But just be persistent.
The camera doesn't zoom in at the right tick that you'd want it to be.
Yeah.
Well, that's great advice. Thank you very much for answering all of these questions.
You are welcome.
And it was super interesting to have you on the show. If people would like to communicate with you, where could they reach you at?
Well, they can reach me at my Twitter, which is @ImaginingMystic. They could also email me at ImaginingMystic@gmail.com. I know I'm got like the same name everywhere, so it's pretty easy to find me. And then they can also find me on YouTube at ImaginingMystic. But like I said, I'm going to be uploading those videos on hiatus for a bit until I can get my new computer squared away, because I want to take better quality videos first. So
that's cool. Well, thanks again. And I'm sure we'll see you around in the community, especially when The Sims 4 is going to come out.
Oh, definitely. You will start hearing a lot from us once the news about Sims 4 starts to pick up. And I'm pretty sure that's going to happen once E3 goes, because I know they're going to be there. So I'm sure we're going to hear some stuff then. Yeah,
we're going to be on the edge of our seat waiting for all the news from E3.
I know. Yep.
All right. Well, thanks again, and we'll see you soon.
Yes, thanks for having me. This was great.
You're welcome.
Bye.
What? What the fridge?